All right, guys. So I've got a pretty special gun for you today. We found this the other day at Don's Weaponry in North Little Rock. This is a Magnum Research BFR, and it's in 500 Smith & Wesson. And this is a Lipsey's exclusive. And really the only thing that makes it a Lipsey's exclusive is this barrel. Typically the long cylinder BFRs come in either a 7.5 inch barrel or a 10-inch barrel. This one is just 5 3/4. They said they wanted something that was a little bit more packable, something that could fit in a holster and almost comfortably be carried on your hip. I think this will do it. This has the black micarta grips and in a Bisley style. It's actually got some wood grain to it. I don't know if you can see it or not. I really don't know what micarta is, but it looks to me like it's got wood grain. It's just black wood grain. But very cool little gun. This is the second BFR I've ever had. The last one I had was a big 10-inch 45-70. I never actually really got that gun to shoot very well, so I sold it. But this being a 500, I'm hoping this shoots better because the 500 Magnum was built to be a pistol cartridge or a revolver cartridge, whereas the 45-70 was always meant to be a rifle load. And honestly, it was always meant to be a black powder load is what it was meant to be. Shooting like a 405 grain bullet, like 1,300 feet per second is what that round was always meant to do. So to load it up real hot like we have today is really cool, and it's great. It's one of the reasons why I love that cartridge. But that cartridge was never intended to do that. And then also it was never intended to be in a revolver either. So I'm hoping that this shoots a little better than that did, at least accuracy wise. I think this is going to shoot a lot worse as far as recoil and everything, but we're going to see. I've got a target set up down there at about 25 yards. And I've got my own reloads here. As you can see, 500 Magnum there. These are all Hornady 300 grain FTX with a Lion 2400 behind it. And honestly, when I loaded these up, I loaded them up pretty light. I've got the Hornady reloading manual from a few years ago. For a Lion 2400, I don't remember what the actual beginning grain charge is. But the way I measure mine out, I've got a little dipper that came with one of my Lee die kits. That dipper, when I do a scoop at Lion 2400, it actually comes in a few grains lower than the minimum load in that Hornady manual. I just go with that. It seems to shoot really well out of my X-frame 500 mag. So, and it's also, that makes it an easier round to shoot because there's just not so much powder in it. We're going to shoot that out of this, and we're going to see how it does. I think even with my softer loads, this is going to be a handful. But let's load it up and find out. So as you probably already know, the BFR is a single action. So you got the loading gate. One exclusive thing about the BFR, or one neat thing about the BFR, I don't know if it's exclusive, but the cylinder can turn either way. When you've got the loading gate open, there's no clicks. It's just a free spinning cylinder. I don't remember what they call that. Maybe a free spinning pawl, something like that. But it's a 5-shot revolver. Cylinders are recessed so that the cartridges sit flush. Makes this really tight between here and there. And I haven't put a feeler gauge on the cylinder gap on this, but the last BFR that I had, all the tolerances were just super tight on it. I'm going to guess this is too, but I haven't checked it to see, but I'll bet it's just really nice and tight. God. All right. I'm kind of nervous, so my first shot, you might see a flinch. This may come back on me. I don't know. We're gonna see. If this was a double action, I would almost be worried about pulling the trigger twice and doing a negligent discharge while it's up in the air somewhere. But with this being a single action, I'm not worried about it. See if I procrastinated long enough. I've never shot anything with this Bisley grip. Pretty pleasant. Honestly, it knocked me back a little bit. I could actually come up on my heels, but it didn't feel wild. It didn't try to just blow up on me. That felt really good, honestly. That's just my first impressions. That felt really good. I liked that a lot. Let me go run down there and see if I even hit anything, though. All right, so I didn't hit anything. Like I said, we're at 25 yards. Let's move it up a little closer and see where we're actually hitting. Like I said, that was the very first shot I've had with this gun. And there's our paper target down there, by the way. Somebody asked me one time why I had it on the ground. Well, I've got it on the ground because I don't really want to shoot up, because as you can see, I don't really have a backstop back there. And it's probably 1,000 yards worth of woods back there, so I'm not too worried about it. But I put the target down low, because as I'm shooting down there, just maybe 10 feet past it, it's in the ground. So, let's do it again. That felt pretty good. That felt pretty good. This is a pretty packable gun. It feels. Let me just talk about it for a minute. I know it's loaded, but to me, let's face it, the long cylinder BFRs are pretty ugly. They're pretty ungainly looking. But I kind of feel like this package with this grip and this length barrel, I think it actually looks pretty balanced to me. I think it actually is a pretty handy use. I mean, it's as handy as a gun like this could be, but it seems like a pretty packable, look at that, pretty packable revolver. You know, I plan to get a holster for it, and I really do think you could keep it on the belt, you know. Here we go. I'm procrastinating again. And it still has the spot for a scope mount up top. I don't know, I think I'm gonna keep this one open sides. All right, so that was high. And that one did come up a little bit. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're high. Well, let's just see what kind of group I can get. What is that, 3? That's 3 or 4. I mean, the group's good. Of course, we're not far away. It's really not that horrible. I don't know how it looks on the camera. It probably looks like it's putting on a show, and it is, but it really doesn't feel that bad. Especially that first shot. Uh-oh. I started to brag about not flinching, but that might be a hang fire. These are my reloads, so I had a handful of them that had I think a I either didn't seat the primer deep enough, or I set them too deep. I don't know. So we'll give it a few seconds here. But maybe that was 5. And again, one thing I do like about the long cylinder BFRs is that cylinder gap is way out front. So the way I'm holding the gun right now, even with me holding it a stupid way, if it were to go off, the cylinder gap is still in front of my hands. So it's one thing I did really like about the BFRs. Oh, that was 5. Okay, great. I didn't know that, so that was a pretty good no flinch on my part. Unless you saw me flinch, and then at that point, shut up. All right, there's 5. 5 right there. Let me go get a screwdriver out of Dad's shop, and then I'll move this sight down. By the way, let me show you this. This is a Revolver brand watch, and if you look just super close, right under where it says Revolver, it actually says Magnum Research. That's because this is a BFR watch. I got this online not too long ago from a place called Skylo.com, I think. Something like that. But this is actually a watch branded by Magnum Research, and the face is meant to look like a BFR cylinder. That's pretty cool. I haven't worn a watch in a long time. Let me go get that screwdriver. Alright, so I moved it down a little bit. I got us a new target too. Let's take a look at this target. Let's see. As you can see, we were just tearing it up. It's just that it was super high. And maybe a hair to the right. Or I'm sorry, a hair to the left. Well, hell, I can't turn that. I can't turn that. I'll have to turn it here in a minute. Anyway, gosh, sorry. I asked them how many of these they made. Magnum Research said they made about 100 of these. I thought that was really crazy. That's a lot less than I was thinking it was going to be. It might be the, you know, lowest, might be the rarest gun, I guess, that I've got. I've got a Henry lever action and 44 mag, where I think they made 700 of them. It's the Boy Scouts Order of the Arrow lever action Henry 44 mag. That's a pretty nice gun, by the way. But I've barely shot it because I just kind of want to keep it in real good condition. Let's load up another 5. That's pretty fun. I wish I had some watermelons to shoot, or some nacho cheese or something like that. Which brings me to Scott over at Kentucky Ballistics. Man, that dude almost died when his dang 50 BMG blew up in his face. I'm sure you've all seen that video. And really, I should be wearing eye protection right now. I honestly don't have any. When I saw his video, I thought I need to go get some eye protection. Especially with me shooting reloads, but do as I say, not as I do. But shout out to Scott. I'm really happy that you're better. I'm really happy that you didn't die. Because from what you said and from how you looked and just sounded, you sounded rough. And I'm glad you're still with us. And hopefully nobody else has to go through something like that. That sounded awful. The whole thing sounded awful. It's crazy how your life can change in just the, you know, just literally the blink of an eye. When a gun recoils and all of a sudden you're got a thumb in your throat going to your dad's driving to the yards. It's insane. But I'm really glad you're still here. Glad you're okay. So we're a little further away. We're back at 25 yards now. I'm going to see if I can't shoot one more time on this target and see if we can get on paper now. It really feels good. Really feels good. I don't know if it's that Bisley grip or what, but it just It just feels good. Doesn't hit the hand really even that hard. It just kind of comes up in the hand. It doesn't bring your arm up or anything. It just kind of boom, does that pretty hard, and there you go. Let me walk down here and see where I hit. All right, so we were still super high. I guess that makes sense because we've backed up. We'll be even further up. But we are on paper. So I cranked it on down almost all the way. I think that is all the way. Let me just say that if you just had to shoot it once like I did just then, dude, this is awesome. This is awesome. Now, when I shot that whole cylinder full a while ago, it did get a little bit, whoo, but it still was very manageable. And if you just had to shoot it once, like if you were carrying this with you and you were hunting with it, you only had to make one shot or something like that, man, this is great. It really is not bad at all. Let's do one more. So we're further down. I wonder if I need a taller front sight. Because we're still, I'll show you where we're at. I'll just take you off the thing. I'll show you where we're at. So on that last cylinder, my first shot wasn't even on target. And then this was like 4, all right in here. That was at like 7 yards. Or maybe 10. My first shot back at 25 after adjusting was right here. After putting the sight all the way down on the floor, it's here. I haven't touched left or right, so I'm gonna say we got about an inch pattern left and right between here and here. But I'm still about 2 inches high at 25 yards, so I need to begin compensating or doing something to get down here. And I'm also gonna go find a better screwdriver that fits better and see if I can't move it over to the right. All right, so I got a better screwdriver that actually, the last one I was using was just a bit. This was actually had a handle and all that. I've got it cranked over, so hopefully we've got it moved to the right. And this actually had a couple more clicks down, so I think we really are all the way on the floor now. So let's take another shot. We should still have 3 more in here. Yeah, I really like this grip, I think. It's really nice, and it looks good. Looks real good. Boy, it rocks me back, but it rocks me back. You may see me do it. You may see me kind of, but it doesn't hurt my hand. My hand does not hurt at all. And I've always said this about the 500 mag. It's a lot of push, but it's not a lot of pop. Something like my super lightweight 44 mag hurts to shoot. This does not hurt to shoot. It puts on a show. It's a big push, but it doesn't hurt. Let's go see how I did. I think I hit in that big group to the right. So I'm gonna actually aim low. I'm gonna aim low, and I'm gonna see where we're at. All right, so that target's getting too shot up. I can't see where I'm hitting. So I put a new target up. Let's shoot at it. We should have just one more shot. And I'm gonna aim low again. I'm gonna aim below the target. I'm still shooting high and to the left. So I don't know. Maybe I need to go with a heavier bullet. Does a heavier bullet make you go up, shoot higher or lower? I think it actually makes you shoot higher. So maybe I need to go with something lighter and faster. I would love to get some of the double tap 275 grain loads for this with that all copper XPB bullet from Barnes. That's That's a cool load for this thing. Shells just fall right out, or at least one of, or most of them did. Let's see if I can get this thing to come down and to the right some. I brought that, you know what? I brought that screwdriver with me. Let's see if I can at least get left and right good, because that would be great. Because honestly, if I'm a little bit high, I don't even care about that. Just left and right is what I do care about the most. I do feel like you need to get a real good grip on this thing before you pull that hammer back. Because if you pull the hammer back and then you're fiddling around with getting it just right, you don't want to do that. And with this Bisley, I don't want to say it feels funny, it doesn't, but I do think it requires a very specific grip to feel really good when I fire it. I think I've got it right here, so let's go ahead and pull that trigger back, pull the hammer back. It's in the same place. That's pretty crazy. Let's just fire a group. Let's just fire a group. And see what we do. Whew. Okay, let's see how we did. All right, so this is about 25 yards, and this is where we're at. It looks to me, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think one was over here. I think I'm pretty good, actually, on up and down. That's about an inch group left to right. My up and down could be better. But honestly, that's really not bad. For 25 yards free-handed open sights, for me, that's not bad. But yeah, left and right I think is good. I would say the center of the group's right here. That's about what, 2.5 inches high. I can live with that. I don't know why it just wants to shoot high so much. You know, my X-frame 500 mag wants to shoot low. Or it did. I've got it sorted out now, but there when I first got it, boy, it just shot in the dirt every time. This one shoots high. Kind of funny, but that, like I said, this isn't even a hunting gun. I just got this for carrying around and having fun with. This is minute of Coke can easily. Minute of cantaloupe, watermelon, all that other stuff, super easy. So we may buy some stuff and do one of those videos where we just shoot shit like nacho cheese and watermelon or red cabbage or whatever. If anybody has anything they want to see me shoot, let me know in the comments below, and we'll try to make it happen. I don't know if you can see it. Look at these tracks in the dirt where these bullets are hitting. Look at that. It looks like something went back in time through the woods right there. You got the tire tracks. Yeah, but boy, this gun, I really like it. That's a really cool, come on, man, back up. There we go. Really cool gun, man. Really cool gun. Like I said, Magnum Research said they only made like 100 of these. So that's really neat. Really neat. This was about $1,200. It wasn't just real cheap, but honestly, from what I can see online, that's about the going rate for a BFR anymore. Everything's higher than it used to be. So yeah, there you go. And you never know, I might shoot some other loads out of this and it might even like them better than that, but I don't know what it is. But you know, I'm a real basic reloader. I barely even know what I'm doing. I got a whole box or whole bag full of that right there, and it shoots pretty decent. Those are what I hunt with, and I've taken gosh, at least one deer with it, maybe more. I can't quite remember. But you know, hey, like I said, for some, I don't wash my brass. I don't do any kind of case prep. I'm a muzzle loader too, so you know, all I do is load the powder and put the bullet in there and call it a day. I don't need anything flashy, but it seems to work just fine. And actually, those are the cartridges I was using when I was hitting clay targets at 150 yards with that X-frame that I've got. So they seem to shoot real well out of the X-frame. We're going to do some more testing and see how it shoots out of this. They seem to shoot okay. But yeah, like I said, y'all let me know what you want to see me do with this thing. It's really neat. I really would like to get a holster for it too. So I'm going to have to get a custom one made, because this is such a rare or such a unique kind of BFR. Like I said, nobody's got anything that's a long cylinder and a 5-inch barrel. So if y'all know some people that or some suggestions for making me a custom holder for this thing, let me know also in the comments below. I'd very much appreciate it. And y'all have yourself a good day. We'll see you later. Bye.